Um, my coworkers were amazing. Um, when I was working, there were constantly two people on call,
Hmm.
just in case I couldn't finish my shift.
Yeah.
And they weren't assigned this; they volunteered.
Hmm.
You know, and half the time I'd have to call them, be like, "Hey, I can't do this. Can you come in?" And there was not 1 ounce of anger, no derision, no sarcasm. It was just, "Yeah, sweetie, let's go. I'll be there as soon as I can." Sometimes it was, "Okay, well, I've had a couple. Let me sober up for a bit." Um, but they still did it. They still came in.
Yeah.
Even the person I was working with, because I'm a barista. I serve coffee, high energy coffee sales, which is a very frenetic environment. Um, the person that I was working with was very understanding.
Yeah.
There were some misunderstandings along the way. Because once again, people forgot about the condition. They're so used to seeing me that they forgot about the condition. I had to remind them, hey, I'm still sick. And as far as the memory thing, we started writing things down
Yeah.
as to what we were doing, and things like that. If I needed a break, they would let me take a break. You know.
So once your employer realized that you were kind of like not I don't want to say a walking mess because you were obviously still functioning, you were just having a harder time. It's like trying to have a rusty car run full speed,
Hmm.
which is just not going to happen. It's going to be a little slower. Um, you're low on energy, your cardio wasn't there, your memory, you had to start writing things down, make up for your memory at that point, and stuff of that sort. And with all of that, I'm pretty sure it probably made you angry that you couldn't keep up with most people
Oh my God,
for a little while. So
you hit
that
it right on the head.
and that's where we're gonna get on temperament.
Hmm.
So um, everything is great at the beginning, but that doesn't last. Your shot memory and stuff like that. How did it feel? What did you try to do to keep up? That kind of thing.
The um, for the first month or two, everything was great. I had this lust for life. And I still do. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said, it was like I was born. It was like I had just come out of the womb. You know, um,
Big baby.
yeah. But after all of that, started to wear off. The pain set in, the frustration set in, the anger set in, and it's not anger at anybody but yourself because you start blaming yourself for being insufficient.
Hmm.
Um, and it's also compounded by the fact that once you're cured, people start to forget that
Yeah.
you were ever sick. Um, and the frustration of constantly having to remind them that you're not where you were.
Yeah.
The fact that when you remind these people of this, it feels like an excuse and a bad one.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of like milking the cow type of thing. Like,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
but this is something that everybody needs to realize. First of all, it's not an excuse; it's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this person is not sucking at their job intentionally.
Yeah.
Um, they're quite often doing their best, and trying to do your best, brings pushing, and pushing brings frustration.
Yeah.
Be patient, please, 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 be very patient. Um, and if they mess up, remind yourself that they're not up to snuff yet. They will
Yeah.
be, but they're not.
Um, you said there's pain for a good while, even after chemo, and you had to take painkillers and stuff of that sort while working and whatnot. And along with that, you probably had people saying, "How are you feeling?" or you're looking good, stuff like that. And I'm sure that was probably enough to make you upset sometimes, just hearing it over and over, or just the pain itself as well.
All right. Let me put this into perspective for everyone. Um, how you feeling is kind of like that question that you get from your significant other. What you thinking? Penny for your
Hmm.
thoughts. It's really cute and helpful at first, but after the 50,000th time that day,
Yeah.
it gets really annoying. You know, it becomes scripted, it becomes canned, and you don't want to answer the question anymore because, you know, you've got it from your son, your daughter, your family, your wife, your grandparents, your
Hmm.
parents, your friends. You know, now imagine all of those people asking that same question every day,
Yeah.
and then going into work and having to do the same thing all over again. It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
Um, one of my other pet peeves was, you know, and this was said with all good intentions,
Hmm.
but you know, sometimes the best intentions just, you know, they just fall short. You know, and it's not because of the person that's saying it; it's because of the mentality of the person it's being said to. Things
Hmm.
like, "You're looking good today." If you're saying that to a person who's going through chemo, um, you're looking good today. You know, chances are they've gone one or two ways. They were either a skeleton before and they're gaining weight,
Yeah.
or they were obese before and they've lost weight. Um,
Yeah.
and that glow is the the effects of the chemo on their skin. They're really sensitive about it. Um,
Hmm.
you know, it's you know, just try to keep those statements down. They're healthy every once in a while, but you know, you say you're looking good today. More more often, they feel like shit. You know,
Hmm.
they're in pain. They're frustrated. They're trying to remember, you know, what they were supposed to do for the person before you. Um, and you know, yeah, it's you know, it's not easy. You know, trying to keep all these things in line.
Yeah. Uh, I can only imagine what it's like to go through that. You've told me a lot, and it definitely throws it more in perspective and how bad it must have been for just the long haul that you had to go through. Um, how many years exactly was chemotherapy? Two.
My chemotherapy, I actually looked up. Um, I had my first and last round session battery, whatever you want to call it. It was 6 months worth.
Yeah.
Um, now that is, I had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. You know, for those of you who don't know what that means, that's just before death.
Hmm.
Um, and you know, it was 6 months of hell.
Yeah.
You know, people who go through chemotherapy, you know, once, twice, three, four times, or if they're constantly on chemo, you
Hmm.
know, I mean, that is a strong person.
Yeah.
That is, I don't envy their situation. I envy their fortitude,
Hmm.
and their will to live, because I don't think I'd be able to do, you know, past two. You know,
Yeah.
I'd just be like, all right, it's time to go. I'm done with this.
Well, I think we touched on every point, and I don't have any extra questions. That actually answered most of the questions that I actually was thinking of as we were going through our outline, and I actually didn't get any streamers. So it's not like I'm playing a video game anyways. People get on Twitch to do video games, not to listen to an interview.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start the conclusion. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a vlog done by Lyndon, aka Patio Potato Pants, and Gregor, aka me, Star Spirit. And hopefully, this will give you guys an insight on what it is like to be a survivor or someone who is currently going through this kind of situation. Um,
Uh,
and
if you guys have any questions or comments, please make sure you put them down at in the comment box down below. I will answer them to my best ability. With that, I'm going to thank you for watching the video, and I'm going to bid you a good life. Thank you.
All right. Cool.